Yeah, hi, thank you. Yes, I'm Scott. This is my colleague Christy, and we're with Velocity Solutions. If you're not familiar with our firm, we've been delivering technology to banks and credit unions for over 25 years. I want to take you on a quick spin here in less than 7 minutes, I promise, of what we call Akuba. Akuba is a perpetual online small business lending solution that does three key things. Please keep them in mind as we go through our presentation. One, ease of use. Two, utilizes your institution's credit and lending policy. That's kind of unique. And three, as I said before, it's an online perpetual lead generation system for small business lending. So with that, let's go ahead and get started, Christy. So Christy is a banker at your institution. So imagine that she's come to work today and she has logged into the Akuba system. She was working with a particular entity called Consolidated Freightways. As you can see here in this example, Consolidated has made a credit application in the amount of $115,000 for a vehicle purchase. She's clicked on the application tile and she's reviewing the overview of their fully completed application for credit, and she's able to see through the use of iconography, those are the key little green check marks that you see for both credit and also for fraud, that this application has passed her institution's initial routine for their credit policy as well as for fraud. We deliver Akuba with a number of real-time data connections to a number of different fraud sources to make sure that we check the fraud or potential fraud of both the entity and the applicant. As she continues through the process of reviewing this application for bankability, she clicks on the KYC, KYB tab. Again, she reviews through the use of iconography a more in-depth view about, hey, how is the entity and the applicant fare with respect to fraud, and does it meet any of the knockout routines that you may have in use? An example of a knockout rule that you may use would be, for example, an entity must be in business for greater than 2 years for us to bank it, or for your institution to bank it. Diving deeper into the application, she clicks on the analysis tile, and in that analysis tile, she begins to really start doing some more traditional underwriting kinds of functions. Again, a quick review for any knockout rules that may be applicable. She also clicks on a financial institution or financial analysis and spreading tab. Again, if applicable for the size of the deal that she's working, but every instance of Akuba, again, is delivered with a very significant financial analysis and spreading capability. Utilizes your institution's ratios, as well as a risk rating system if in use for a deal of this particular size. She has all the information there at a thumbnail to be able to make a very well-informed credit decision. It's one of the hallmarks of Akuba, ease of use, your data to make really good, well-informed credit decisions quickly. So any documents that are associated with this particular application, of course, you would expect to find them here on the Documents tab. She sees here that all the documents that were submitted during the time of application and or requested from the borrower subsequent to their application are all appended here. Again, in one nice place to go to find all the information you need. Financial statements, as you would expect, are those that were provided by the applicant and also any tax returns. You can see here that Alex applicant, his personal financial statement, assets, liabilities, all the information you would expect, okay? So moving back up to the top, she goes to the Approval tab. The Approval tab or tile is the opportunity for Christy to run through a couple of different scenarios or exceptions. If there are exceptions associated with this particular deal or any covenants that she may want to have as a component of this deal, those are notated here and memorialized in the Akuba system in this particular spot. Terms associated with the deal, that's analogous to pricing, for example, would all be found here. She's able to build scenarios, run scenarios, trials, consider what's in the best interest of the borrower as well as the bank. If this particular deal exceeds her level of authority, she's able to mark it up and submit to higher level authority stating that she has reviewed completely and is recommending approval. Here in the Credit Memo tab, of course, you would expect all the information relative to a credit memo is here. Again, if applicable for the size and scope of this particular deal, would all be found here. We deliver Akuba with a credit memo but we use a combination of our clients as well as elements of our own to have a fully configured and customized credit memo for that institution. So back up to the top, you would certainly expect to see after the credit memo tab, she moves to a closing. That's where we have integration with all the loan documentation systems in use in the industry today. That once the deal is approved and accepted by the borrower through a digital channel, an encrypted digital channel, documents are provided back to the borrower, where they use e-signature to send the documents back through the encrypted channel back to the bank, where they are funded and booked to the core. So I'd like to just have you to review a couple of key things about the Akuba system. One, you noted it's very easy to use. B, it utilizes your institution's credit and lending policy. And C, it's perpetual lead generation and small business lending technology that's white labeled, of course cloud-based, so any device, anywhere, anytime. So come visit us at booth 218 and enter a charitable drawing of $250 to the donation or to a charity of your choosing. And with that, we thank you very much and enjoy the rest of Finovate. Thank you.